lakes. These hills once provided a home to many diverse types of wildlife: tigers, leopards, rhinoceroses, and deer. In the last 75 years, however, many of those animals have disappeared. People have cleared the forests to grow crops, and the animals' habitat has suffered. Man-eaters. Usually it's humans who scare and kill animals, but it can be the other way around. About 100 years ago, a few starving tigers and leopards terrified the people who lived in the foothills. Instead of eating other animals, like buffalo and antelopes, some of these big cats started killing and eating people. The cats had names like the tiger of Chowgar, the Thak man-eater, the Champawat tigress, and the Penard leopard. Jim Corbett, Corbett the hunter. As a small boy, Jim Corbett was fascinated by wildlife. He taught himself to identify animals and birds by the sounds they made. Later, Jim became a tracker and hunter. The government asked him to track and shoot the man-eating tigers to protect people. Between 1907 and 1938, Corbett shot and killed 19 tigers and 14 leopards. He did this on foot, sometimes accompanied by his dog, and he took many risks to save people's lives. The first tiger he shot was the Champawat tiger, a tiger that killed more than 436 people. Jim was a hero. Corbett the naturalist. Jim wondered why the tigers and leopards were killing people. When he examined the cats that he had shot, he made an important discovery. They all had injuries. Some had gunshot wounds from poachers who hunted them illegally. Poaching was common because people could sell tiger skins for decoration and tiger bones for medicine. One tiger had a gunshot wound in its mouth, and its teeth were damaged. It could no longer attack buffalo and antelopes. Other tigers had injuries and infections from porcupine quills getting stuck in their skin. The reason they were eating people was that they couldn't hunt other animals. Corbett National Park and Corbett's tiger. After his discoveries, Jim became interested in conservation. He had a new
Sorry. All right.
mission: the preservation of tigers. He gave lectures and inspired people to respect wildlife, especially the big cats, which he loved and respected. 2 years after he died in 1955, the oldest national park in India got a new name: Corbett National Park. It's a sanctuary for tigers, leopards, and other endangered animals. There's even a species of tiger named after Jim, called Corbett's tiger. No one is sure what the total population of Corbett's tigers is, but there may only be 350 worldwide.
No.
Saving the tiger. In the early 20th century, there were about 40,000 tigers in India. Now, there may be as few as 2,000. But thanks to conservationists like Jim Corbett, there are now more than 35 tiger reserves in India. Saving the tiger means preserving the entire food chain. First, we need to save the tiger's food, and that means protecting deer and other animals. Next, we need to save plants, trees, and grasses so that these animals can eat. By saving the plants, trees, and grasses, we protect our forests and rivers and all the birds, animals, and insects that live there. Very importantly, this means we are saving our water because, as you know, nothing on Earth can live without water.
Okay, so here these are our things about saving tigers. All right, so as you could see, all right, we actually learned a lot of history and facts about tigers. All right. So here we started with the foothills of the Himalayas. Okay. And then, all right, we also learned some history about man-eaters. All right, how the tigers used to eat people. Like before, there are animal tigers out there who actually eat us because, all right, instead of eating other animals, they just eat us and such. All right, let's try to discuss this part by part because it's a pretty long and very informative um thing. All right, so here let's try to read this one. Okay.
The
Okay.
foothills of the Himalayas. The
Himalayas. Himal
Hima,
Himalayas.
Himalayas.
Okay. Yeah.
The Himalayas are the highest
Range.
range of mountains on Earth. Below this range,
There are
there are foothills
contains
containing jungles, forests,
forests.
rivers, and lakes. These hills once
Provide
province a home
provided
uh, provided a home to many
diverse
diverse
types
types of
wild
wildlife,
wildlife.
wildlife,
Tigers.
tigers,
Part
leopard, leopards,
leopards.
leopards,
Pards.
pards,
Okay. Rhinoceros. Rhinoceroses.
rhinoceroses,
Uh-huh.
and deer. In the last 75 years, however, many of those animals have disappeared.
Disappeared.
Disappearing.
Okay.
People have cleared the forests to grow
Forests.
forests to grow
Crops.
crops
Crops.
crops
And then
and animals habits
habitat.
habitat has suffered.
Okay, so here, as you can see, before, all right, the Himalayas are the highest. Okay, until now, the Himalayas are the highest range of mountains on Earth. Okay, so here is the Himalayas. Below this range, there are foothills containing jungles, forests, rivers, and lakes. And before, there are many tigers, leopards, rhinoceroses, and deer.
Mm.
So here, let's try to search these animals online. So of course, so this is the leopard. It kind of looks like a tiger, but let's try to differentiate the two. So
Yeah.
here, this is a jaguar. Here, this is a tiger. This is a leopard. So it's a very small differences.
leopard,
Oh, sorry, leopard. I keep saying leopard. Leopard. All right, this is a leopard. Okay, and then all right, and then so this is the leopard, and then the rhinoceros. Rhinoceros. Here, this is sometimes we also call it a rhino.
Rhino,
All right, so here it says just white rhino, but the full name is rhinoceros.
rhinoceros,
Okay, very good. And then rhinoceroses, if it's um in the um plural form. Okay,
rhinoceroses,
rhinoceroses. All right. And then of course the deer. So if you're familiar with the song Doe a deer, a female deer. So here this is the
mm,
deer. Ray, a driver calls. Doe, a deer. So the doe is the female deer. All right. So deer if it's a boy, doe if it's a girl. That's why the lyrics are doe, a deer, a female deer. So a girl deer, a female deer. Okay. So here, sorry, this one is leopard. Okay, can you say this again? Leopard.
Rap, Rappers.
Leopards.
Rappers.
Okay. So here, all right. So based on this one, where do you think? So what part of the world is the article about? Where do you think?
India.
Very good. So it's in India.
India.
Okay. So now let's try to eat. Let's try to eat. Let's try to read this one about the man eaters. So usually,
Usually it's humans who scare and kill animals, but it can be the other way around,
other,
around uh,
other.
other,
Very good. It's like the. It's like
other,
the good, the man, the girl, other.
other way
All right.
around about 100 years ago. A few
Starving.
starving,
Starving.
starving tigers and
Leopards.
leopards terrify
The pip.
the people who live in the foothills instead of
Instead,
instead of eating other animals like buffalo and antelopes.
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 Some
Some of these big cats start
started
started
killing.
killing and eating people. The cats had names like the tiger of
Tiger.
Shoga, the tug
And eater.
man eater, the Champawat tigers,
Tigress.
tigress,
All right.
and the Panat
Leopard.
leopard.
Okay, so here, okay, so usually it's us humans who scare and kill animals, but of course, that might not always be the case. So back then, all right, so some starving tigers. So those tigers were very, very hungry, and those hungry leopards, they terrified the people who lived in the foothills. So they killed people, they ate them, they used humans as their meal.
Mm.
That's why there are cats had names like Tiger of Chowgar, the Man Eater, and the others. Now let's try to learn more about Jim Corbett. So he is a hunter. Okay, can you read? As a small boy,
As a small boy, Jim Corbett was fa-
fascinated.
fascinated
All right.
fascinated by wildlife. He taught
Self,
themselves to
himself,
no, himself to identify animals and birds by the seconds they made,
sounds.
sounds they made.
Uh-huh.
Later, Jim became a tracker, a hunter. The government asked him to track and shoot the man-eating tigers to protect people. Between 1907
Seven. 1907.
1907 and 1938. Carbet shot and
Shot?
killed shot and killed 19 tigers and 14
Leopards. Leopards.
leopards.
Okay.
He did
This
this on
foot.
foot, sometimes
accom-
accompanied by
accompanied
accompanied by his dog, and he took many
risks.
risks
Risks. All the time. Risks.
risks
All right. Risks.
risks
All right. Okay. To save
many risks to save people's lives.
lives. The
The
first
first tiger he shot was the Champawan
tiger.
tiger, a tiger that killed more than 436 people.
6.
6 people. Jim was a hero.
Okay. So here, this is Jim Corbett, one of the most famous hunters in the world in the history of wildlife. So, as a small boy, he was fascinated by wildlife. So, he loved everything about it. He's a big fan of animals and everything else. He taught himself to identify animals, to know animals by the sounds that they make. All right. So,
Uh,
here,
when how when to use life and when to use live.
all right. So, here, live. All right, so there are two meanings of life. Okay, so when you say live, so it's like, I live in
Mm,
Bangkok, something
mm,
like that. And then I
yes.
live in the Philippines.
Mm,
But when you say live, so there are two ways. So here, when you say live, it's like live stream or on live television, live TV, Facebook Live, something like that. But when you say lives,
life.
this is the plural form of life.
Ah,
So here, yeah, so one life, two lives. All right. So here it's actually basically it depends on the sentence. So for example, when it says people's
life.
lives, because we are talking about the life of
Mm,
people, but since it's plural, it will be lives.
mm,
All right. But then if you say that people live
live
in the mountains, all right. So it will be live because they are living there in the
in the
mountains.
mountain.
Very good. Or when you say people did a live stream, so this will be live because it's a live stream.
Mm,
All right. So because of course it's like on Facebook Live and everything else. Or people did it live. All right. So sometimes people shortcut live stream into just live, especially during conversations. So you'll say live. Okay. So here, life, lives, it's also the same with leaf and leaves.
live and lives.
Very good. Or like loaf and loaves. Um,
Loves.
all right. And also dwarf, although actually dwarf and dwarves can be the same. One dwarf, you know, Snow White and the seven dwarves.
Dwarf.
Seven dwarves. Although it's also quite acceptable to use dwarfs. So there are two ways to say the plural of dwarf. All right. So here, so the leaves, loaves. All right. Can you read this one? One life,
One life, two lives.
lives.
Two lives.
All right. Because this is life, this is
Life.
lives. Okay. And
One leaf,
two.
two leaves.
Very good.
Uh,
One.
one love and two loves.
Very good. One dwarf.
One draft and two drafts. And seven
Seven
drafts.
dwarfs. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs or dwarfs. Okay. And then here, can you read these things? So people's
People's lives.
lives. All
People's lives.
right. Let's make it like a sentence so it's easier. So are important. All right.
People's lives are important.
Uh,
People live in the mountains. People did a live stream. People did it live.
Very good. All right. So here, this is how we do it. All right. Let's try to say this one. Oh, how about this one? So here, this is, okay, lives, right? So live as in the plural of lives. But whenever we say live, all right, so this is I live, you. So I live, you live, we live, and they live. But if it's he, she, or it will be lives.
Uh, lives.
Okay. So here, so he lives, she lives, it lives, two lives.
Two lives.
All right. So these are different things. Okay. So here, let's try to practice that as well. Um, hmm. So, all right. Can you read this one?
She lives in Thailand.
Very good. All right. So here. How about this one?
Many lives were
Lives.
lost because of the typhoon.
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 Very good. Can you say this again? Lives.
Lives.
Very good. So a typhoon is all right. So in the Western world, they call it a hurricane. But since
Mm.
we are closer to the Pacific Ocean, we call it a typhoon. So it actually depends on where you are. So typhoon, hurricane, and cyclone. All right, so there
Mm.
are three. These are all the same, but here, okay, let me, yeah. So here, all right, they are the same. They're all the same, but it depends where we're at. So we're around here. Our countries are around here. So we call them typhoon. For America, UK, and everything else, they're near this part. So they call it hurricane. And for these parts of the world, they call it a cyclone. Okay, so it depends which ocean you're near to. Of course, whenever there are typhoons, usually there are floods, especially here in Manila. So here, every time there's a typhoon, it's like this. Okay. So here, are there also lots of typhoons in Thailand or no?
Maybe
Ah,
some
uh,
years.
all right. Oh, just some years, not every year.
Yes, some years.
Yeah, okay, very good. Because here it's like every year, there's always a typhoon. Okay, so here these are differences between lives and lives. All right, how about this one? Hmm. On. Can you read this?
She did that on live television.
Very good. All right. So here, these are the differences between lives and lives and live and live. All right. Okay, let's try to say to differentiate live and live. All right. So, all right. All right. No, no, no. The way they live and the. Okay. All right. Can you read this one?
They live near the beach.
All right. How about this one?
I live near the beach.
Very good. And then lastly, um, I don't
There
know.
was a
Sorry. There was a live. All right. All right. Sorry. There was a live here.
there was a live stream near the beach.
All right. So here. All right. So here, these are our things. Live, live, lives, and lives. Okay. So here, all right, as you could see, all right, Jim Corbett was a very famous hunter. He killed and he shot and killed 19 tigers. One
Mm,
tiger, the Champawat tiger, killed more than 436 people.
okay.
So as you could see, if could you imagine like how monstrous that tiger was to people back then, because it killed more than 436 people. But
Mm,
then there was something that happened when he was working as a hunter.
mm.
Okay, can you read this one? Jim wondered.
Jim wondered why the tigers are
And
and
leopards
leopards
were
were killing people. When he examined,
examined
examined
the cats.
when he examined the cats that he had shot, he made an important discover. They all had
Covery.
discover
Covery.
important discovery.
Very good. They
They all had into
reese.
injuries.
Uh-huh.
Some had gunshot
Wounds. Wounds.
wounds from
Poachers.
poachers who
Hunted
hunted
them
them
illegally.
illegally.
Okay.
Poaching,
Poaching
poaching was
was
common
common.
because people could sell tiger skins for decoration and tiger
Tiger bones.
bones for magazine. One tiger had a
Gunshot
gunshot.
in its in
One
its
gunshot eh,
in its
in
mouth
its mouth,
and
and
its
and
teeth
its teeth
were
were
damaged.
dam- damaged.
It could
Include no longer
attack
attack. buffalo, and
Antelopes.
antelopes.
Okay.
Other tiger had
Tigers.
had injuries
Tourists.
injuries and
Infections.
infections from
Porcupine.
porcupine
Quills.
mice get
Quills.
kills
Quills.
quills
Quills.
quills
Very good.
Porcupine
quills
quills.
getting stuck in their skin. The reason they were eating people was that they couldn't hunt other animals.
Okay, so here, after killing so many tigers, Jim wondered, okay, why are tigers and leopards killing people? And then he realized something. They all had injuries. So the reason why tigers and leopards were killing people is because people are actually hurting them first.
Mm,
So poaching is hunting illegally because Jim was hunting legally. Like the government asked Jim to hunt tigers. But then other people are hunting them illegally because they sell their skin for decoration, their bones for medicine, and all that. That's why the tigers think humans are enemies because
mm.
they keep hurting them, they keep killing them as well. All right. So here, this is how Jim Corbett changed his mind, changed his opinion about tigers. Okay. So here, let's try to read this one. So the Corbett National Park and the Corbett tiger. So
After his discoveries, Jim became in
interested,
interested
interested, in
interested
interested.
interested
Very good.
in conservation.
Very good.
He had a new mission: the
Preserve.
preservation of tigers. He gave le-
Lectures,
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 and
and inspire people to
respect
respect
wildlife.
wildlife,
Okay. Especially
especially the big cats, which he
love,
loved
loved and
and respect,
respected.
respected.
Very good. Two
Yes.
years,
2 years after he died in 1955,
55,
55, the old,
oldest
oldest
national
national park in India got a new name, Corbett
Corbett National
National Park.
Park. It's
It's
a
a
sanctuary
sanctuary
for
for tigers,
tigers, leopards,
leopards, and
other
another
other
and other
endangered
endangered animals.
animals.
There's even a species of tiger named after Jim called
Corbett's
Corbett tiger. no one is sure what the total population of Cobb's tigers is, but there may only
May
be
may only
but
there
there
may only
may only be 350 worldwide.
Okay, so here there is a plot twist because of Jim's discovery. So instead of killing tigers and shooting them, he became interested in conservation. He wanted to preserve tigers. He wanted to save tigers. All right. He wanted people to respect wildlife, especially the big cats. So here, as you could mention, they keep calling tigers cats.
Mm,
All right. Because tigers are a part of the cat family. So we
mm,
call it the Felidae cat family. All right. So there are different types of cats. All right. So the lions, the tigers, they are part of the Felidae. So their structure, their um, the way that they are inside are almost the same with how cats are. So that's why we call them big cats. Okay. So now because he learned something important about tigers, now he um he had a campaign. His new mission is to save tigers and not to kill them anymore. That's why when he died, the oldest national park in India got a new name. So there is now a Corbett National Park in India. And there is even a name of a tiger called Corbett's tiger using his last name, Corbett. All right. Okay. So here, this is all about Jim Corbett. Okay. So here, since we talked about Jim Corbett, the hunter, all right, let's answer this question. So, what do you know about Jim Corbett?
mm. In the beginning, Jim Hobbit uh, killed
Was
the tiger for save people,
to save people.
to save people,
And then
and then him
he,
wonder, he wonder why tiger kill people.
tigers, kill
Tigers kill people because people uh, attack tiger first.
tigers first.
Tigers first.
Very good.
Uh, people uh, take a tiger's skin
Mhm.
and bone and teeth to
Mhm.
make something to make
Mm-mm.
something.
Yeah, like medicine, decorations.
Okay, and uh, and finally, Jim uh, changed his opinion and saved the
His
tigers.
changed his opinions.
Uh, changed his opinion and saved tigers.
All right. Okay. So here, very good. So that is the summary of who Jim Corbett is. All right. So at first, he kills he killed a lot of tigers to save people. Okay? Because tigers used to kill people, not just kill, but they eat people. In fact, one tiger ate 436 people. So people think tigers are monsters. So, but then he wondered why tigers kill people. And then he realized, so you can also add, he realized that people attack tigers first. Okay? Can you read this? He realized that.
He realized that people attack tigers first.
Okay, can you say this again? Attack.
Attack.
Very good. Okay, so here, because he discovered this one, he changed his opinions, all right, about tigers. And now, and then, you can say, and he had a new mission. All right. It is, uh,
Save tigers.
very good. It is to save
To save
tigers.
tigers.
Very good. So here, can you read this one? He had.
He had a new mission. Is it to save tigers?
All right. Can you say that again? Mission.
Mission.
All right. So it's like so mission.
Mission.
All right. So it's like mission.
Mission.
All right. Very good. He had a new mission. It is to save tigers instead of killing them. Okay, very good. So here, this is our very interesting true to life story about tigers, about Jim Corbett, and how he learned how to save tigers after killing so many of their kind. All right. So always remember adding S if it's necessary, and also the pronunciation of ch. You make it ch, like stronger, ch, and the differences between lives, l- live lives, and lives. Okay, so do you have questions for me?